Well, welcome everyone to our Monday evening community call. I'm your co-host, Robin Blank Mascari, along with my partner in all ways, Gregory. And we just came back from Colorado, so we're very excited to share some wonderful things that happened when we were in Colorado. And so what we're going to do tonight, we're going to have several people that we got to be with, and it was so wonderful to be with them in person and be with people that we know and love, and then meet wonderful new people and share the great news of LifeWave. And so we're gonna have several people share their experiences, a little hot tips and highlights of what happened when we were there. Gregory, what would you like to share before we jump in?
I just want to say how wonderful it was. I always loved getting out on the road in the field with our team and our community. And, we were so lovingly embraced. There were so many new guests, and just about everybody that was a guest, I think, signed up. We had doctors in attendance. We had, all people from all walks of life. But it was a great recruiting event. It was a great community building event. And, just look forward to more events like this popping up all over the country.
Great. Okay, well, we're going to jump in, and I want to give credit where credit is due. One of the highest compliments I believe you can give anyone is it's all your fault. So I want to bring on Helen Peak, because if it wasn't for Helen, we would not have gone to Colorado. So Helen, come on and show your, there you are. So, oops, I see your puppy. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get a little closer to the light.
Yes, come to the light, my dear, come to the light. So tell us, what was the value of, you went to every event. You always do that. So talk to us, tell us some of the value of, the last several days in Colorado.
Well, first, I'd like to thank you so much, you and Gregory, for, making the journey. But I love the co-creativity of all the business partners and business cousins. We put this together, everybody works hard, they all know what they're going to do, how to, make it a great event. But Robin, you always say those who have the most fun wins. Well, hello, all of us being together is so fun. And a highlight, of course, for me is when people share stories. I always get teary-eyed because with full of gratitude, because when you see these people's lives change so dramatically, and it was all because you said yes and you came from your heart to share, it's so rewarding. It's really the best part of it, I have to say. And there were so many amazing stories. Also, it is great to go everywhere. I was taught that, always be at the next meeting. So what's the next meeting? The next Zoom, the next call. In person, which are always the best. And I also was taught to bring and encourage people from both of your teams. And I had people from both my teams there. And so that was pretty awesome. So I just want to thank everybody who put it together. The tip is show up, go to the meetings, have fun. And yeah, let your heart just keep sharing, because you're going to feel more and more grateful every day.
Thank you, Helen. And we love being with you and Timothy. And you guys came over to visit us at the hotel. They rode their bikes over. It was so fun. And, it's like people get involved for the business, for the products, for the community. And the people are the best part. There's no question about it. And we have an extraordinary community, the finest I've ever seen. So while we're up in Fort Collins area, because we started out in Fort Collins, let's have Michelle put your camera on and share for a little bit, Michelle. Up, you're muted, honey. Unmute your line.
Thank you. I was muted. Thank you. Yes. Oh my goodness. It was such a joy to have you guys here. And like Helen, I made it to every event, and it made it a lot easier to be in a car with Helen and Jaron. So we traveled down to the Springs together, but each event was really well attended. And my little share about these events has to do with professional persistence. Because I had two women come to these events, both of whom I've been dripping on, one of them for well over a year. And I used my intuition. I mean, for a few days leading up to the event, I wanted to reach out to this woman. She's a body worker in Boulder, very, very successful, huge practice, very into holistic healing and light and all of that. And I had been so busy leading up to the event that I had not had a chance to reach out to her. So on Saturday morning, Robin and Gregory did a training that was phenomenal. It was just so awesome for the distributors. Everyone who was wanted to attend had to go down to Colorado Springs for this event. So glad I was there. And I texted this woman with the flyer and I said, I know this is last minute, but I really want to encourage you to be here. And then I said this, and I really felt like the right thing to say. I said, I'm not giving up on you unless and until you tell me you don't want to hear anything else about LifeWave. I just felt compelled to say that. And literally the meeting was 3 hours later and she texted me back within minutes and she said, I'll be there. I was like, oh my gosh, like a year. Seriously, no exaggeration. I've been working on this woman for a year. So that was my big takeaway. The same thing happened with a doctor in Fort Collins that I've been dripping on, not as long, just a few months, but seriously for a few months. And I had gotten nothing back. I finally left her a very sincere voicemail in which I said, you expressed interest. I know where your heart is. I don't want to bother you. I won't bother you again, but I know that this could really benefit you in your practice. So, if I don't hear from you, I'll let go. She got back to me like, so sometimes you got to kind of give a little bit of a, you won't hear from me again, kind of a message. So those two women both signed up as gold this weekend. So really happy.
That was your intention, wasn't it?
And that was my intention, the power of intention. Yes, I got 2 golds. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And you said some really, really important things. Gregory calls it professional persistence. And you dripped and dripped and dripped. And then there comes a time that says, I'll keep staying connected unless you don't want me to. Or you say, I'm not going to be calling anymore. Or, you kind of do the takeaway and, and you spoke from your heart and you connected with them and, from a really, really genuine, authentic place. And that's so beautiful. And it was so fun to see you guys at every event. Love it.
Thank you.
The team that shows up. Yes.
Yay. Thank you,
All right.
Robin.
Okay, now we're going to move down to Colorado Springs, and the person who started it all down there, we have quite a story together, but I'd like to bring on Karen O'Neill. Where are you? There you are.
I'm coming in. Hi.
Hi.
And that was wonderful. I loved hearing both those shares. I only came to Colorado Springs. I don't know people in those other places that are on my team, and I didn't go, but I kind of wanted to, but I didn't. Anyway, but I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to you, Helen, for being, getting out there and asking them to come because it was so great. And as most of you know who've been around a while, I've had some really major hiccups in my life. I mean, I don't think you really call them hiccups, but I've had some pretty big roadblocks. And I really needed this shot in the arm to get back in it with my team. And we had a big team meeting with both Helen's team and my team down here. And we're going to work together. We get so much from our LifeWave cousins. And I want to remind everybody that everybody you sign up is going to be cross-lined to each other. And we want to be team players because we have such rich, wonderful gifts to share with each other. And I had a great time. I got to see people. We had new people come. We had people sign up. And then, I'm having a home meeting Thursday night. I haven't done one since before COVID. And it really got the shot in the arm. Like, I'm going to step up and do this. And so it just really gave me personally that big incentive to get going again. And I'm excited about what's to come. This is the most beautiful, wonderful, this actually is the business I was praying for. I really prayed for something that people would need and want way more than they wanted the money it cost in their wallet. Kind of like a hobby. I've watched people just throw money. I want it. And this is that business. So I am really excited about it. And I'm so excited to be getting back in. So
Beautiful.
It was wonderful. Thanks everybody. And I'm really glad I get to work with all the team here in Colorado Springs.
Yes, we have this community, and Helen calls us business cousins. If you're not in the same exact line, you're all in the Live Younger community, and and everyone in LifeWave is related. And Karen, it was so great to be with you. You've been through a lot, and welcome back. We're just always here. We don't go away. And sometimes life happens and death happens and, things cause bumps and you've got to take time away. And then we're just here to welcome you with open arms. So and there's something wonderful about the energy of the group that really supports everyone. So thank you, my dear. Well,
You're welcome. Thank you.
You enrolled someone pretty special that I've been getting to know very, very well in your absence. And she's done an amazing job. And I want to bring on Darlene Clayholtz.
Thank you. I love this community and I love how we all pulled together to have some wonderful events while you were here. My team, I'm so proud of them. They invited guests, even brand new distributors who hadn't been involved with meetings like this. They were inviting and they had guests show up and it was pretty amazing. And my tip is don't prejudge what someone is going to do. I had invited an 81-year-old man that I thought would make a great preferred customer. Never dreamed he wanted to be a distributor. At the end of the meeting Friday night, he says, "I'm ready to sign up." And I said, "As a customer or a distributor?" And he said, "Oh, a distributor." And he had already taken notes during the meeting and had written down a half a dozen people he wanted to talk to. And he came to the Saturday training. And then he came over to my house Saturday afternoon and we did more training. And he's called me with questions and he's excited. So don't let age or someone's condition make a decision for you, because I never would have dreamed he wanted to be a distributor, but he did. And I think he's going to be a really good one.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. That's so great. And you have a new distributor on your team. And, I'd never met her in person. And I was like, boy, there's a small but mighty. And she certainly turned up the heat with her team and brought a whole bunch of people. And she's fairly new to our Live Younger community. And you're gonna be seeing this woman a bunch. And her name is Beth Weatherford. So Beth, you want to come on and share for a little bit?
Yes, I do. Having an event was very powerful for me and my credibility here in town. I called my guests from the event last Friday to thank them for coming and, check in, see where they are and what they wanted to do as far as signing up. I got wonderful responses. I've been busy all day signing people up. But I want to tell you, I got such an assortment of reasons why they like the event. So one of them, Addie really liked hearing the science and the way Gregory presented it. She hadn't heard that before. Dawn was blown away by the testimonies and wanted more. I mean, that was really what her button was. Connie went, I hadn't heard about the X49, and that was really interesting. And Becky said the most profound, I think. She said, "Beth, I just loved the community." And she knows what I have been struggling with. So when she said that, I said, "Oh, tell me more." And she said, have you been in a group lately where there isn't division? Have you been in a group lately that promotes each other, regardless of affiliation, where there's love everywhere and that people came together to help everyone? That is a rare commodity. And it shone through, and she was just really impressed. And I have to tell you, she won the Eon patches. And she went home that night and she is still a non-believer. She is just like, I don't think so. She put it on that night. She said, "Beth, I slept so hard." Then she didn't put it on Saturday night. And she said, "I was up 4 times." So she put it back on again on Sunday night and slept through the night. She goes, "There might be something here." So anyway, I just was so encouraged by their responses as well as what made it happen. And it would not have happened just me. If I had done a presentation for them, they wouldn't have gotten all those elements that they got because it was a large group event. So I think everybody who put it together, Colorado Springs, it was a hopping meeting. Mhm.
And thank you so much, Beth. And, you know, I love that you asked each one and they shared, because realizing that everyone gets something different. And that's why we like to have events touch a little bit of, we never know what's going to touch someone, but there's nothing like being welcomed by a warm community. And people just appreciate that so much, so
Okay.
much. And
So
you had a
I
bunch of
gotta
people.
tell you, Robin, Connie goes, did you see Robin's complexion? I couldn't get over it. She looked so beautiful. And I
Oh.
went, you know what that's from? So anyway, she went on and on about it. And I had to stop and say, okay, what else?
It is pretty wonderful to just keep getting younger, isn't it? That's so great. Well, thank you, Beth. And now we're going to finish up with Shannon, because you want to unmute Shannon, and she's our Shannon was actually in a few of the events. He didn't do 3, he did 2, but he gets extra credit for that. And so Shannon, you want to share for a little bit?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for asking me to join this conversation. I had such an amazing time having you and Gregory show up from Bozeman in the midst of flooding and the chaos up in Montana. So I tell you, I set an intention to broaden my horizons, and recognizing that my relationship with Tim and Helen Peak, as well as my awesome friend Michelle, started years ago up in Fort Collins. So that's where I started inviting people, and wouldn't you know, we had a handful of people show up to that event. It's interesting, the people that didn't show up, I set another intention by saying, I'm going to reconnect with them. What happened? How's it going? And there were some realistic, auto accidents and whatnot that happened. So that's fine. They knew that they were invited, and my intention was to help them get the information. So now we're just taking it in a different direction. And that also happened in Colorado Springs, where some people didn't show up, but I went ahead and said, hey, let's go ahead and set a time and date where we can talk. And today was one of those days. And this gentleman said, I watched all the videos, I read all the literature. This is amazing. When can I get started? And boom, he's going to do the bundle package and on AutoShip. And so that's just fantastic. My wife, Linda, brought a senior lady, and she's a real go-getter. And she's signing up as a distributor. We're getting her enrolled right now this evening. So I tell you, what was really unique for me is the Friday when everyone was coming in, I just felt like I'm going to say hello to everyone, make sure they're all comfortable. And people started asking me questions like, that's awesome. I'm so glad you asked. So I gave them a little teaser here and there, like, you're going to learn so much tonight. Make sure you ask that question to Gregory or Robin as well. But I gave them some information, and I didn't care who they were enrolled under. I didn't even ask. It wasn't the intention. Just make everyone feel like they're part of a community and that we're all working together. And that was a beautiful experience for me. And of course, on to the Saturday morning training. That was fantastic with you and Gregory. And then we stayed afterwards for another, an hour and a half, and made some future plans for upcoming events here in Colorado Springs. So I wanted to thank you guys so much for being there, and everyone that presented. And I got to I won 2 items, one Eon sleeve, that was super fun, and then a LifeWave hat, which was fantastic. So it was great.
Well, you set your intention. We talked a lot about intention, and we did these 3 meetings, and there was juice in each one of them, and there was momentum that got built. And then the meeting that happened after the meeting that Shannon was referring to, that was the Colorado team. we from, several business cousins getting together and living in the question of how can we keep this momentum alive? And I know that up in Fort Collins, there's going to be regular meetings. And I know down in Colorado Springs, you guys are going to start weekly home meetings, and then maybe once a quarter, something, do a larger meeting. So you're getting together regularly, you're planning, you're sharing, you're talking about having some potlucks together. And community is a really, really important part of this business. And in this interesting world that we're living in right now, it's so wonderful to have people that you can count on, that, you trust and can connect with, to go through, the roller coaster of life with, and know that we're helping people. So thank you all so much. Gregory, you want to come on and thank everybody?
Oh, yes, I do. And it was so wonderful. Thank you, everyone. It just brought it all back tonight, and it was so wonderful. Robin, just, we were basking in the glow of everyone's presence on our drive home. And it was a beautiful drive, a sunny day. And, we arrived home and our flowers are exploding in the garden and everything as well. And the kids are making their progress with their floods and such. But it's really, there's nothing like getting together with the team, getting out and, and being in physical meetings. Zooms are good, it's kind of, we're transcending time and space in some regards, the virtual meetings are nice, but, giving those good old LifeWave hugs and, breaking bread together and sharing stories, there's nothing like it. So, we just got to keep doing it. And congratulations on you guys in Colorado Springs putting plans together. I know, the folks up in Fort Collins are talking about doing monthly meetings, and, we're coming out of the pandemic. I mean, people are still getting the flu and they're still getting, the virus. So what can we say? So thanks so much, Shannon, very much. God bless you.
Thank you so
Great.
much, Gregory. Appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. And thanks everyone that shared tonight. So you can go ahead and shut your camera off now, if you don't mind, Shannon.
Hey,
And,
Gregory, it's Helen. I do want to say
yeah,
with great gratitude that there are amazing new people from all of the events who joined. And I'm so looking forward to meeting them and working and playing with them. So again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who made it happen and everybody who attended.
well, and that was I couldn't have planned it better. That was a perfect segue, Helen, because the next thing we're going to talk about is our updated new distributor, new customer welcome letters, because we've got so many new customers and distributors in Colorado, and I'm sure we have new customers and distributors all over the country. And we have a philosophy here in the Live Younger community is constant and never ending improvement. You probably heard that acronym CANI, constant and never ending improvement. And we constantly are improving our websites, we're improving our Zooms. And, we did some work on the welcome letters. And I want to share, just a little bit of work we've done on the new distributor and new customer welcome letters. And so, and I truly believe that one of the most important responsibilities for all LifeWave distributors is helping your new customers and distributors learn about the products, learn about the business, and get off to a good start. That's so, so important. When somebody says, yes, I want to do it, whether they're saying yes to customer or yes to distributor, you need to be there with them. And one of the best ways to begin that process is sending them the appropriate welcome letter, personalized from you immediately after enrollment. You're on the phone, you're online, however you're conducting enrollment. Congratulations, welcome to the team. You're going to be so delighted when the product's alive. I'm going to go ahead and send you a welcome letter. And if it's a customer, you're going to say in there, it's going to give you some tips on where you can find information about the products. And if they're a distributor, it's going to talk about tips that they can find about getting their business going. So I've listed here, you can go to Live Younger Success welcome letters. If you go to Live Younger Success, in the business basics, there's a section for welcome letters. I'm going to kind of shortcut that. I'm going to stop the share and share it again. And let's see if I can get a new customer welcome letter here. And there we go. Well, I wonder if it's going to let me show both of them at once. No, it didn't. So we're going to start with the new customer welcome letter. This is the new customer welcome letter you'll find in Live Younger Success. And so all you need to do is you drag your cursor over it, you hit copy, and you hit copy. You start a new Word email document, you hit paste, and there it is. And then you say, okay, dear Robin, welcome to LifeWave. I'm so glad you decided to join. Blah, 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 blah.
That part's not showing up, hon.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
There-
I would just go, you just go right in there. Thanks for telling me. You just type your name in there. So you copy and paste into a new email. It's important you give them their ID number so they have it somewhere, their username and password. Say, make sure you save this. This is important information to save. So you can go through and read this on your own, but I'm really excited to show you the new distributor letter because we've streamlined it a little bit since Saturday. When we were there Saturday at the training, we gave out, a preliminary draft of the new distributor welcome letter. And now we're going to show you the refined draft, and we just made it a little simpler. So this is the new distributor welcome letter. It's, okay, here it is. It's short and it's tight. It's to the point. Okay. Congratulations on your decision to join LifeWave and the Live Younger team and community. And you're now in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And valuable training and support are readily available to you. In addition to company tools, our Live Younger team has created a success system with additional powerful and valuable tools and training. In the previous version that you folks that were there Saturday got, I had the list of all the components of the Live Younger success system. And when I was passing it out to you, I was looking, I goes, that's way too much to give somebody on day one. So we stripped that out, and that's available. And then we say the best way to get started with your new business is 3 steps in your homework, because we realized we need to make it really simple for people to get started. So here's the homework. Complete steps 1, 2, and 3 at liveyoungersuccess.com, and which is duplicated now. The quick start checklist that is part of the new distributor welcome letter is identical to the contents of Live Younger Success website. Okay. So when they go to the website, they're going to see 1, 2, 3, and this is what's contained within each of those sections. So repetition, the mother of skill and wisdom. And so we're repeating it here. So I'm just really excited. Invite everyone to start using the new welcome letters for your customers and distributors, especially those of you that were in Colorado that have new customers and distributors. So here they are. We got it ready for you. So that's what I wanted to share, Robin. I'm very excited to have pulled that together. And I want to thank you and Liz and Judy and Connie and so many people that contributed, and Helen. And, these letters have evolved over the last couple of years to where they are now, with a lot of collective input, a lot of refining to make them simple, but make them valuable. So that's what I had to share for right now.
Okay. Back to the newsletter.
Okay, let's bring the newsletter back up and see what's next. So the next we have is tomorrow night. Woohoo!
Every Tuesday night, for those of you that are brand new, this is a great place to bring your prospects. And we just do a brief introduction. Gregory does a wonderful presentation, short and sweet. The company, the technology, David Schmidt. Then we bring on one of our practitioners, and tomorrow night we have Dr. Tom. Everyone loves all of our practitioners, and they're all different, and they all have great wisdom to share. So Dr. Tom will be with us tomorrow night. He calls himself a recovering neurologist. And so bring your guests and bring your new people, and so they can see what we've got available for them to share with their new people. Honey,
Great.
You're on next.
Okay, and so every Thursday morning, we have 30 minutes of business training. On Monday, we have our Monday morning 30-minute miracle call, which is just testimonials. And that's a favorite for members, customers, and prospects. But Thursday is for distributor training. And we always have something juicy for you. So please don't miss those. And they're all available for replay on our YouTube channel. And then the guided tour of Live Younger Products, which is the new name for Nitty Gritty Basics. If you haven't seen that, Judy a few weeks ago did a beautiful guided tour that you're welcome to do. And I just encourage everyone to become, as like Robin likes to say, become a happy clicker. Go to those websites, click around, get to know everything. The library in Live Younger Success is very robust, and it's broken down in different categories. And, and so we've really, it's a fine balance between not too much and too little, and trying to get it just right. And we've done the best we can. So monthly regionals, Robin, you want to talk? We've got an update about
Yes,
the upcoming.
we have a
Houston
very
meeting.
important update because I know several of you have been chomping at the bit, like, we're in Houston. Houston's really big. So it's downtown at the La Meridian Hotel. And if you click on that link, it'll give you all the details for the Houston event, and the other venues are being secured. I just got that today from Emily. So more details, and they'll have a QR code available for people also in the very near future.
Mhm.
Oops, you got rid of the newsletter, honey.
Yeah, I'll bring it back up. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay. It's
Okay.
coming, it's coming back.
Good.
Yeah.
And then we all know in August, we're all going to be gathering in Orlando. So there won't be a regional, but then September will be in Dallas, Texas. In October, it will be in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, other corporate webinars, we've mentioned that there's one link for all of the webinars. Isn't that great? So you don't need to pre-register. You can just go there, put that, bookmark it somewhere. But there was one last week that we missed because we were on the road, but we started watching it this morning, and it's really powerful. Do you want to comment about this one, Robin?
Sure. Mercy Preble's a senior presidential, and she was speaking on authenticity, and she had some wonderful things to share. So we just invite everyone to tune into those. If you can't make them live, you can go back to the LifeWave Business Builders Facebook group, and it's always on there, so you can watch it there. And they're also doing a series of On the Road to SPD, and they're interviewing senior presidentials. So Dr. Nicholas was the most recent one, which I haven't found to be able to see. So Emily says I'll be able to get that soon, but it should be on there. And I do want to mention that they've been having a little glitch in the events section of the back office. So right now, when you go there, all it's going to show is the August event. And the new member training, the new manager training, new distributor training for the month of July will be up very soon. So I just wanted to let everyone know they know that's happening and they're working on it, but make sure you copy that link, because when LifeWave Connect happens, every other Wednesday, product and business, there's wonderful resources to glean from, and Marcy was fabulous. And I do want to talk about the Orlando event. As most of you know, that the host hotel is sold out. They opened up secondary and tertiary blocks of rooms, and then they ran out. So they got blocks of rooms at a hotel right next door. It's the Candlewood Suites, and you can, there's going to be a shuttle that'll take you from the hotel to the host hotel. It is a little less expensive than the Hyatt. So just know that you're going to be right there, right close by. It's not walking distance, but there is a shuttle, and the link is there to get a room if you don't have a room yet.
Great.
I do want to mention that, a few months ago in May, they mentioned the reclassification, and this is really to protect the company, because the powers that be are looking at businesses like ours to make sure that we have the proper ratio of customers and distributors. And if someone isn't active, they will be reclassified if they have not been active in a year. And so it's our job to reach out to those people that you have personally sponsored, go into your back office under your personally enrolled team. And if they have a red X by them and they've been inactive for a year, they will get reclassified as a customer. And the only way for them to get the wholesale price is to be on a monthly subscription. If they want to stay active as a distributor and just buy whenever they want, all they need to do is place an order, bring on some customers, be in the active mode, and they can stay on. So it's our job to make that, courtesy call to the people that you brought on personally and just let them know. That's all.
Beautiful.
So July 9th is when that is happening, which is very soon. Okay.
And Robin, I know one of your mentors and, people you admire, Darren Hardy. Do you want to comment about the book of the month, The Compound
Well,
Effect? Darren
God
Hardy?
bless Emily. She is just a consummate personal development student, and she has a book of the month club. And it was the 5 a.m. club last month, and Gregory's been working on that one. And Darren Hardy, he is the one who created Making This Shift, the audio that I brag about and think every single person should listen to. I've listened to it dozens of times. I've actually been re-listening on one of my walks recently, and I'm about halfway through again. It is well worth it. You want to have everyone listen. The Compound Effect is a powerful book of doing the simple things consistently will have an absolute compound effect in your life. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so most of the rest, I think, was all
Well, There's a
information.
few more things. Just
Okay.
I just want to talk about, the pouches. Just go in there, click on the link and place your order, and Jenny will take care of you. The story contest, we only had 2 stories in Vibrant Living, so I want to wait till we have more to do a spin. So just know that your stories, as Beth shared so beautifully, for some people, I remember when Sat Sunder was looking at LifeWave, all he did was read the testimonials. He didn't do anything else. And he says, I'm in. That's what does it. Your stories inspire people to share with their friends that could really use the benefits of what we have. And I want to honor Helen because right now we're busy inviting people to Orlando. And she did this for these events. She made sure she had representation from both of her teams, her left team and her right team. And they're all part of the same big team. But if you have people growing on both sides, guess what you have? A growing business. And so that's why I say have builders on both legs, and make sure when you're inviting people to the conference that you've got builders on both legs coming to the conference. Thank you, Helen Peak. And I think that's it for now.
I think that brings it to a wrap, actually.
We did it.
We did a little bit beyond the bottom of the hour, but such a juicy call, such great shares from everyone that was in Colorado with us. Thank you.
We loved being with you guys. Thanks for taking such good care of us and loving us so much. And we love meeting you and all your people. And we have a very bright future together. So thanks everyone.
Bye-bye.